In a fiery and defiant tone that echoes his long-standing resistance to political and judicial pressure, former South African President Jacob Zuma has finally broken his silence following the High Court's ruling that he must repay the R28.9 million in state funds used to cover his personal legal battles. The judgment, which reignited debate about corruption, accountability, and political privilege, has stirred waves across the nation, and Zuma's response has only added more fuel to the fire. Speaking from his Nkandla residence, Zuma addressed supporters and members of the press, declaring that the ruling was nothing more than a continuation of the political witch hunt that he has faced for years. "They want to humiliate me and erase my legacy," he said firmly, his voice carrying the familiar blend of conviction and defiance. "But I will not bow to injustice, especially when the courts are being used as political weapons." The High Court's decision, delivered earlier this week, reaffirmed that the taxpayer should never have footed the bill for Zuma's extensive legal defense during the long-running corruption and fraud cases tied to the controversial arms deal. The court found that Zuma's legal expenses were personal in nature and unrelated to his duties as head of state. The ruling effectively compels him to pay back the nearly R29 million, a figure that legal analysts say could rise significantly once interest and legal costs are factored in. Zuma, however, insists that his legal representation was necessary to defend the integrity of the office he once held. "When I was president, I was not acting for myself. Every decision I made in service of South Africa," he declared. "If defending my presidency and my actions is now considered personal, then this country has lost its moral compass." As he spoke, hundreds of loyal supporters gathered outside his home, waving ANC flags and chanting "Hands off Zuma," a scene reminiscent of his earlier court battles and defiance against the Constitutional Court's rulings. Many in the crowd expressed anger over what they perceive as selective justice, claiming that Zuma is being targeted while others in the political elite face no similar scrutiny. Still, not everyone is sympathetic. Critics argue that Zuma's long and costly legal saga has drained public resources and damaged South Africa's image on the global stage. Political analysts describe the court's ruling as a significant moment in reaffirming that no one is above the law, regardless of their status or former office. Civil society groups, including Corruption Watch and the Helen Suzman Foundation, have praised the decision, calling it a victory for accountability and transparency. Yet Zuma appears determined to fight back. His legal team has confirmed that they are considering an appeal, which could extend the matter for months or even years. "President Zuma respects the judiciary," his lawyer stated, "but he believes this judgment misinterprets both the facts and the law. We will explore every legal avenue available to correct this injustice." For many South Africans, this case represents more than a financial dispute. It's a symbolic clash between past and present, between the lingering influence of Zuma's tumultuous presidency and the ongoing effort to restore public trust in the institutions he once led. The R28.9 million may be a staggering sum, but the broader cost in political division and national sentiment may prove even greater. As the dust settles, one thing is clear: Jacob Zuma remains a figure who commands fierce loyalty and equally fierce opposition. His words, laced with both defiance and nostalgia, have reminded the nation that his story is far from over. "They think they can silence me," he said, looking straight into the cameras. "But I will continue to speak, because the truth cannot be buried, not by judges, not by politicians, not by history."